So it comes our questions in the chat box, and let's answer these questions first. And Rosie raised a question. When studying in the UK, students just go to the university in some days. Can we do part-time jobs or something like that? Could they afford our living cost in the UK? Joyce just mentioned, we only do like about 3 days per week in the university. And yes, we can do the part-time job. But I don't know whether this part-time job can afford the living cost in the UK. The minimum salary in the UK is £8.73 per hour right now, and this will be increased every April, usually increase about 20 pence.
And for a visa type 4, you can work in 20 hours per week. And if you find in the house and you can share with maybe a friend, yeah, it is cheaper. And so and you work with in 20 per hour with 8.5 pound per hour. I think you can, yeah, you can, and so you can, yeah, pay living cost, yeah,
Yeah.
enough to pay
Yeah,
living.
and also don't forget you can work in full time during your holiday. Actually, I think UK got lots of holidays, and although you just said we got 5 holidays, but all the holidays is very long. Like the summer holiday is nearly from June to September, nearly three months, and Christmas 1 month, Easter at least 1 month as well. So at least you got about 5 months holiday. Well, yeah, that's a lot holiday. So Rosie also asking what is the price of accommodation in on average in the UK. I know you just mentioned well something range about 400, £500 to about £1,200 in the in London. But because I have been staying in Birmingham for quite a while, so if you want to stay in Birmingham or Manchester, I think the price it will be like only two-thirds. So will be something around £400 to about £800, things like that. And outside of London, it usually will be more cheap. And yeah, and private accommodation usually will be cheaper than the student hall. But private hall, you also need to pay the other fees, like the unity bill and the board rent and maybe other spendings as well. I think Ho Le asking, are there any things fun to do in London or England or UK? And Zoe, what do you think? Anything fun?
There are a lot of things fun in London because
For
it's a
example,
young city.
for example,
Club, but that's not a really good suggestion now because it's the COVID time.
yeah.
But we can go to some famous place in London like the Thames River
Hmm.
or Big Ben, but it's now reconstructed. So let me think.
Well,
London Eye, London Eye.
you always been to some places with more cost. And you didn't mention about British Museum.
Oh yeah, like
You
like
did, yeah, and
London
also
have a lot of museums.
yeah,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
History Museum and the V&A Museum, Science Museum, they are all free. They all
Yeah,
free. All the museums in London is free. Can you believe? And well, at least as far as I know, most of the country, if you go to France, and the museum will cost you about 50 euro or something like that. But in London, all the museums is free. So how lucky you are.
yeah.
Is it cheap to travel around the UK? And Joyce, can you remind me how much did you pay for travel from London to Edinburgh?
When because I have to rail I have rail card, and I
So what's
have
the
to,
real cost?
yeah, rail card, yeah, and this in discount 30%, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
So you can
And
just apply a real card and then you can get all the train tickets 30% off.
yeah, yeah. And so, and I have to is the discount more because I have to pay in group 10%, and I have to discount more. Maybe I just pay eight 80 pound, yeah, for 2 round with yeah.
For the return. Wow, that's a very good price. And also for Edinburgh, because Edinburgh, I will say is not say far, but it's about 7-8 hours train, I think, from London. That's quite far because one is Scotland, one is only in England, and so £80, that's a very good price to travel. And and if you travel from Middlesex University to Central London, and how much the tube fees do you usually pay?
Yeah, if you have rail card, you just pay one pound point 85
Oh,
one
that's
time.
good. About two
Yeah,
under £2. I
yeah,
wish
and if
I
you have
yeah, I wish
if
I had a student car as well to get discount.
you have to if you have to student discount, you have to pay 30 no 28 for 80 pound per week. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, thank you. And Rosie also raised a question. Today, COVID-19 cases in the UK have been increasing. As we can see, there are over 1,000 new cases every day in the UK. I'm afraid the situation is worse. How can students go to UK to enroll in the course in January if the situation is not better? Well, actually, I don't know how many cases in the UK because I'm not really care, and because everybody looks like go back to work, and actually, apart from the office job and all the shops open, all the restaurants open, actually in August, from Monday to Wednesday, the restaurants open and also offer the half price, and because the government will pay another half when you are eating. And I am sure still have some cases in the UK, and but for me personally, I don't really think there's any affected to my life. So, but for the students who is worrying about the situation, I think most of the university they are now happy to offer the students online learning. If the students cannot come into the UK because of the COVID, because of short of the flight tickets, they can stay at home to do the courses online. And when the situation has been changed, when the student feels safe, when they can get the flight ticket, they can fly to the UK anytime. So especially for the first term which is from September to December, most of the university mentioned they can offer the blended learning, which is combination of the online learning and also face-to-face learning. It's only when the situation change, when you feel safe, you are welcome to come into the UK. And before that, you can do the online course. So so that can save your time and also save your money. And if you come into the UK before 6th of April next year, you still can enjoy the PSW visa, which is a 2 years or 3 years working visa after the graduation. And Rosie also asking if the situation is not better, could students have any opportunity to start next September instead of January intake? Well, so first, January intake is most of the university they open, but it's mainly for postgraduate students. For undergraduate, especially for year one entry, it is will be a difficulties because for the January entry, undergraduate year one, not a lot of universities they will open, and some of them only open for the postgraduate. But if the students feel unsafe, they want to defer the offer to September next year. Some university they will say yes, definitely, you can just defer directly. But quite a lot of university they will say you need to apply next year individually. The reason is because of this year, lots of people they withdraw, they cancel the course. So that means the university has more places to get more students. So they might lower the entry requirement, lower the IELTS requirement as well. But next year, if you think 2 year students only come in the same year, the competitors will be very, very, well, how to say, lots of competitors. That means you will have less chance. In this case, especially the good ranking university, they might say no to some students who they can accept this year, but for next year, because lots of cases. So in this case, they might say, okay, we need to reconsider. We need to reassess your application. And some university even has put some investment to the accommodation because they can predict there will be more students to come in next year. So, well, we don't know whether or not you can defer. If you apply through our company, can you please just send in an email to our admin, and then our admin can help you to check whether or not you can defer the offer or not. Yes, some questions, national news. I heard the national news that UK has the very high rate of ration. In the UK, is it that true? Well, that's a question very interesting. Zoe, do you want to answer this question? There is a question here saying about the ration. Do you have any ration problems in the UK?
Luckily, I am not met anyone who is raising in the
Yeah,
UK.
neither me. How about Joyce? Do you have this kind of ration cases, or any of your friends got this ration?
Not not yet. Maybe I have never. Yeah, I have never
Yeah,
seen.
yeah, I think lots of person they raise this kind of questions, but when you are in the UK, you will feel how safe it is. I don't want to say everywhere is safe because obviously each country, every country, we all have some cases. But for the daily life, we don't really meet any ration things. And well, personally, I have been staying in the UK for over 20 years. In my 20 years, I haven't met anything. And instead, I made lots of friends, the Western country friends, the Asian country friends. I mean, I don't really think there's any ration. Well, so I hope this answer is satisfied to you. And also, there's a question here: where is in the UK the weather is the best? Well, where is in the UK the weather is best? I think in the south, maybe in Brighton. I don't know. And because the UK weather is, I will say, changeable. You can feel 4 seasons in one day. It's very common weather. Actually, in June, I think in May or June, it was really, really hot, nearly 30 degrees. In the UK, we don't really have air conditioner, and because the weather is usually about 15 to 20 degrees, so we don't really have the air conditioner. But in May or June this year, and it was about 30 degrees and continue for nearly 7 days. It's really, really hot. But even in this hot weather, it's hail on the same day. And so actually the weather in the UK is really changeable. If you want to choose a good weather place, I will say in the south will be better than in the north. Yeah, and also I got questions here as well. When I apply for a position and a scholarship at university, I apply for a major, but after having an offer, can I change the major? Well, I think you need to check with the university because the reason is if you want to change the major, usually the university they need to reassess your application. If your application, for example, if you change from business to marketing, they are all in the business school, mainly in the business school, but maybe the marketing is full. So that's why they put you to business. So I think you need to change. You need to check with the university. But if you apply for a scholarship, it's also depending on how this scholarship issue. For example, some university they issue all the international students £2,000 scholarship. It doesn't really matter which subject you are studying. But in some university, they will issue the course specifically. They only issue to like marketing for £2,000, but not issued to the business. So in this case, you need to check with your university. Again, if you need any help from us, and please send the email to us, admin email address, admin@iaeuk.net, and hopefully we can help you. IAE London is here. We are the home away from home. If you got any questions, please feel free to contact us and also share your stories, your UK stories to us as well. Thank you very much.